Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the weekly reading for June 29 to July 5, 2020. So we're doing a pick a card reading again. If you've been watching the lessons and takeaways for the zodiac signs for June, you'll know that I'm a little bit back and forth with that because I'm only doing single readings for those, but for the weeklies we're back to the pick a cards. So we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. You can also pick by Hematite, Tiger's Eye, and Aventurine. If you're not familiar with pick-a cards, the idea is underneath one or more of these piles is your reading and your predictions for this coming week. So you're absolutely more than welcome to pick more than one reading. You can also pick your single reading by the pile itself, your favorite number, or the color, or the actual crystal itself. In a moment I'll also be doing a meditation, very short one, with regard to choosing your pile, as some people prefer to choose in that fashion. So remember that this is a collective reading for each of the groups, so however many people choose pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more individual to your specific needs, please check in the description below, as the link to our shop for personal readings is there. And also, if you're finding that you're not resonating with the pile you choose, then you're more than welcome to go and select a different pile. Or in fact, this may not be your weekly reading from me. It may be that you are in tune more with a different reader this week and come back and join us for a different reading. Okay? So if you're ready for the meditation, please just take a minute to sit back and relax. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Open your eyes slowly. Whichever pile you were drawn to when your eyes open, that is the pile that's intended for you. So I'm going to start with pile 1 in a moment. See you at your reading, and like I said, if you choose all of the readings, look forward to seeing you for the whole video. Welcome pile 1. For those who picked either the first pile or the hematite, this is your reading for, again, June 29 to July 5. Congratulations, celebrations for everybody who is having their national holiday this week. It's going to be on Wednesday for the Canadians and Saturday for the Americans, so hopefully everybody is able to participate in that in some fashion. I've been hearing tonight, it's Saturday night right now, like the night before this is going to get posted, and I'm actually hearing people, I guess, test driving fireworks. I can hear fireworks. You know how you can hear that little pew as they go up? I can hear that. I can't hear anything else, but I can hear that. There's a lot of high rises in my area. So anyway, so hopefully this is going to be a great week. Let's find out what your message is. And I'm going to turn all the cards over, show them to you as a spread, and we'll see what the message as a whole is, okay? So we're starting off with the Empress in reverse. We have the Knight of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Crumbling, and underneath it says, "What are you clinging on to?" We have Tranquility, make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much-needed self-care. We have Blossoming Abundance with the number 3. We have the Moon, which is the number 50. And your shadow card for the week, pile 1, is going to be Caradwin with Inspiration. So pile 1, it looks like you're starting off this week with a little bit of an issue with regard to getting things started in maybe in a new life purpose, or you're working on birthing something. Now, it could be that for at least one of you, you've been having some issues with fertility and with being able to conceive. I can't commiserate with that, but I can support you and say I'm hoping that you're doing well and are able to keep positive about that. It looks like, though, that as your week progresses, you've got the Knight of Wands, so you have something to do with a fast-moving, not extremely fast, as that would be the swords, but the Knight of Wands is something coming towards you, a message with regard to passion. You have the Three of Cups, which makes sense for this particular week, as to me, it always shows celebration, as we have, in this particular card, it's showing three women in a field dancing, but it's usually some people having like a really good time. I'm picturing a club or an outdoor backyard party kind of idea. You do have the Crumbling, which is kind of the Lightworker's card for the Tower. And it's asking what you're holding on to. So you've been having some issues with conceiving of a plan, an actual new person, and in respect to actually conceiving a childbirth and a pregnancy. That's the word I was looking for, pregnancy. Or it could just be conceiving of a new idea as well. And a message is coming to you with regard to passion. It could be that if we are going through with the for the people who are watching this that are having some issues with conceiving a child at this time, there is going to be a message. It's regarding passion. It's about keeping the passion alive, especially in times. Again, personally, I don't have experience with this. I want to throw that out there because I'm very specific that my support and my advice is usually experience-based. In this, I do not have actual experience, but I have read, seen, experienced vicariously through other women who have, and couples who have, I've spoken with who've had this, that especially when you're on a clock, when you're trying to conceive, where you've got your thermometer and you're timing everything and you're trying to figure out where the ovulation is taking place, etc. Sometimes the passion for the actual actually making love to each other can sometimes dwindle in that, because it becomes almost a science. So it's a message of passion. It's maybe asking that you keep passion alive in this situation. Try and keep remembering that you're two people who love each other and love what you're trying to do, as opposed to just going through the motions of doing it. You do have a celebration here, which it could denote that success in this. I'm not sure. That could be for one person. That may not be for all. It could also be just getting out and getting away from the situation and going out and socializing with people outside of the couple might be something to consider. It does talk about it's asking what you're holding on to as well. Again, that to me is suggesting that maybe you're holding a little too closely to a specific timeline, to a specific idea with regard to your own sort of life plan. You have to remember that life plans are wonderful and they work to an extent, but there is always that, I don't know if it's an adage, a saying, or what it is exactly, but I know that some people have been known to say, when a human makes a plan, the divine of whatever type you're into laughs. So what you could be holding on a little too tightly to this concept of having this particular moment in your life be about this conceiving of a child, a project, whatever. So you're very tied to that notion. So literally, what are you holding on to too tightly? You are being asked to consider self-care at this time and really allow yourself to relax. Remember that if you are in North America, you do have the holidays, so it is a time for getting together with people. It is a time for enjoying life and independence and, just remembering that you're part of something bigger than just the couple and the family unit. This is becoming very specific to this particular group, so I'm going to go through and then I'm going to confirm and see if I can find something else in this. That this is I'm honing in on this for some reason. It's being thrown at me as this is what this pile is for. You do have blossoming abundance as well. Now the card itself shows. It's almost like it's similar to a grove card where there's overgrowth and a walk through to something that looks like it could be a clearing, maybe a waterfall on the other side. You know how you're walking through the woods and you don't see anything and all of a sudden you come out to something more open? So you do have that blossoming abundance. It could be something that you're coming towards with regard to that. It could be abundance in a bundle of abundance. It could be abundance in finance. Usually abundance is basically very broad for something coming in that makes your life better in a certain way. Now it does have the number 3 at the top, and check out your master numbers with regard to what that entails as well. There is a message that goes with it, and I'm not familiar exactly with what the number 3 suggests in that respect. But you do also have the moon and the idea of inspiration as a shadow that's working with you. It could be that your inspiration at this time is a little bit low. If you are trying, like I said, if you're trying to have, to conceive of a child in some way, or a new idea or something, it could be that inspiration is on the back burner at the moment because you've been in this level of repetitive conception or repetitive trial to conceive, and you've lost the ability to be inspired for what it is, or you've lost the ability to think up a new way of doing it or a new way of coming at the issue. The moon card is suggesting to really look within and look at the way the shadows are in your life right now. Look at the inspiration. Where is it coming from? Okay. Remember why you're working on trying to conceive of this thing. And like I said, remember what we were talking about before about life plans, and they're only working to a certain extent. So are you inspired to do this at this time, or are you doing it because you happen to be, and I'm throwing a number out there. I'm going to throw several numbers out there so nobody gets upset. You're 23, you're 30, you're 40. And it has to happen now because you've gone to university, you've gotten the job, now it's time to have the kid, etc., etc., etc. Is that where you're coming from? Is that the only inspiration you have? And is that inspiration starting to dwindle, starting to become an undercurrent, something that you might want to let go of because it will crumble on its own, in light of the fact that maybe this particular part of your plan may actually not be what's going to happen. So for anybody who that particular scenario doesn't work for, I'm re-reviewing the cards for just a second. I'm trying to see if there's another message for anybody who's still hanging out and that is not trying to conceive of a child at this time. The Empress is also the card that depicts like the ultimate feminine power. Again, it doesn't have to be birthing, but she's always shown as being a woman who is pregnant in some respect. So it's basically, I think it's the seat of the divine feminine because it's what the women of the species can do that the men can't at this time. Throwing that out there at this time. So right now, maybe you're not feeling very in your feminine power, or maybe you're your link to the divine feminine is kind of blocked in some way. But there is a message coming toward you, a message with regard to passion. And again, divine feminine talks about, if you're a man watching, divine feminine could talk about a counterpart for you. It could talk about a significant other. Also for women watching, if you're into women, it could talk about a significant other or your own power kind of not being there right now, but a message is coming toward you about regarding passion and celebration. And what are you holding on to in respect of what are you holding on to that's blocking you from receiving that ultimate divine feminine power or counterpart? Look at your self-care. Look at how are you treating yourself right now? How are you taking care of yourself? Are you seeing yourself as the divine feminine? Are you seeing yourself as someone who is worthy of being with the divine feminine? You always should be, because you are worth everything. Don't forget that. As an individual, you are always so special and so worth every bit of love. Never forget that. Please remember that always. Your blossoming abundance could be literally the abundance as in your coming to the realization that the divine feminine is either within you or within grasp for you. The moon and the inspiration, again being the shadow cards, could be denoting that you are a little bit lacking in inspiration at this time, playing a little bit more to your own internal thoughts, your internal struggles, really in your head about what's going on. So ruminating, lost in your own self a bit more than you should be. And that's why you're not in the power that you should be in, but you have the ability to come out. You have the ability to have that abundance with that act of self-love, with releasing whatever it is that's holding you back from experiencing that. Okay? So pile 1, this is what I have for you for this week, for the 29th to the 5th. Hope you have a wonderful week. Either one of those scenarios. Hope you have a wonderful week. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And we look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now. Welcome to those who picked pile 2, or the Tiger Eye Crystal. This is your reading for June 29 to July 5. So we have our standard 8 today for this spread. I'm going to take them all out, show them to you. Let's hold off on any kind of judgments or concerns until we get all the cards out, okay? So we're starting out with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 8 of Pentacles upright. We have the 7 of Pentacles upright. Deep replenishment. And underneath it says, retreat, rest, be held. Sorry, I haven't seen that card before. Okay, we have accept heaven's help. And heaven, remember, with our channel, it can be the divine, spirit, universe, whatever your chosen terminology is. You've prayed for help, so get so get out of the way and let heaven help you. We have journey with the number 2. Oh, it's upside down. We have movement and the number 29. And for your shadow card for the week, we have Nematona with secrecy. Okay, pile 2. So you are being delayed, blocked from your independence with regard to your finances at this time, or your home life. Maybe you've been wanting to move out and it just hasn't happened yet. It could be that with all of the lockdowns and the yes, we're opening, no, we're not kind of thing going on with some places, that you were supposed to be moving out for July 1st and it just went sideways. It's possible that you have had issues with a job, so you've had to move home for a bit. That's fine. That happens sometimes. Or there's a delay. There's just some kind of delay with regard to your independence. You are hard at work right now because you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles both upright for you this week. So you are hard at work. You have been investing in your time. You've been putting in the work. You are continuing to put in the work, and to really make this thing happen. It's not something that you are doing. It's something external to you with regard to why this is kind of delayed. You do have the Deep Replenishment card with regard to retreat, rest, and be held. So this week, I don't know if it's because of the holidays, and if you're not from North America, hopefully at least you have a couple of days off with the weekend. It's just asking that you take the time now to sort of step away. I'm really getting a message right now that you've got... With the delay in your independence, you've really been putting in more work, and it could just be that something happened with regard to your income and you haven't been having enough to put down that down payment or to get that first month and damage deposit kind of thing going on. So you've looked at your investment, you've tried to put all the money in that you've been putting in, you've been working extra hard to make more money. But for some reason it's just not going to happen for July 1st, unfortunately. And like I said, it's not because of anything you've literally done wrong or neglected to do. It's just something external to you is causing this to happen. So what Spirit in the universe is asking is that you try and take a rest this week, even if it's just 1 or 2 days off. Take a step back, retreat from the situation. You've been very honed in on what's going on right now. You have asked the universe for help. The universe is trying to help you. Remember that sometimes when you want something so much that you start working for it instead of letting the universe work for it, it kind of puts you in a space of the universe going, hang on, I thought you wanted me to do this, you know? You are on this journey with the universe. The universe has your back, always. You are being asked with regard to your journey and your movement, though, to trust that the universe has your back and that it knows where you're going, and you can literally take your hand off the wheel for a moment, stop putting in the work for just a couple of days. It's not gonna have this thing delay any more than it already is, but you're putting in almost too much work. You're putting in too much drive. You're forcing the issue, so to speak, and unfortunately it's not going to give you the outcome you want, but all it's going to do is like literally drive you crazy. So you are being asked, like I said, to take a rest, journey, even if it's just taking a drive, taking a bike ride. If it happens to be a car you're trying to buy, take a bike ride, take a walk, do whatever you need to do. The movement card shows horses, so to me that is showing nature. So maybe a walk in the park, literally, bike path, that kind of thing. Social distancing is always key if that's something that's in your area right now. Just be aware also that secrecy is not a good thing right now. So if you are having an issue and if you are having a lot going on in your head because of what's going on, don't forget to talk to somebody about it. Mention it to somebody who you trust. It can be a family member. It can be the people you're staying with right now. It can be a counselor of some type, a friend, a stranger. I think some religious figures, something like confessional kind of ideas. They act as counselors as well. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which groups do that, but I know that some of them do. But yeah, so it's basically saying that secrecy is basically a shadow for you right now. So it's something that you're keeping secret, or something that it could also be something that's being kept secret from you that you are not aware of. That unfortunately is what caused this, and I can see that as well as that you're literally working yourself to the bone, investing as much as you can in this right now, not stopping because you want forward movement. You want this to happen this week when it was supposed to happen. And unfortunately, because of a secret, and you're literally sitting there going, if I had known that I could have made a difference to it, and Spirit is saying, stop, hold off, retreat for a minute, because this secret wasn't yours. Like I said, you've asked for help. The help is coming towards you. Even though you had thought that you were meant to have this thing this month, it actually wasn't supposed to happen on July 1st, because we only usually get what we're supposed to get in that respect. So if something's being delayed like that, there's a very good reason universally for it. The secret that you didn't know about, remember that you didn't know. No amount of you working extra, no amount of you going within and investing in your thoughts and trying to, piece together what happened is going to have made that any different. It wasn't anything that you've done, or it wasn't anything that the person or people were going to tell you if you had asked the right question. Literally, Spirit is, and the universe is literally saying, you asked for help. The universe is coming in, and it's going to help you get out of your own way. Stop overthinking it. Stop overworking it this time. Take a step back and let the journey progress the way it's meant to for you. And you will actually get whatever that financial independence is, whether it's an apartment, a new home, a new job, whatever it is, you will get it. It's just at this time, it's not going to work out for this particular week. So, not the outcome you were hoping for, I'm sure. Pile 2. But this is what I'm seeing for you, and this is what I'm hearing for you, is to remember that you did everything you could, and that literally the lack of success in this particular instance is not due to any fault of your own. Nothing you do from now, forcing yourself to move forward, forcing yourself to go to keep just driving into it, is not going to make it happen any faster. So literally just take that break, take that step back away from the situation, and it will come about on its own time. Thank you for spending time today. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I hope to see you soon another time. Bye for now. Welcome to those who picked pile 3, or the Aventurine Crystal. This is your pile for June 29 to July 5. So we have our standard 8 cards today. I'm going to go ahead and put them all out as a spread for you, showing them to you, but let's hold off on any concerns until we see the whole pile, okay? So we're starting out with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. The 8 of Swords in reverse. The 5 of Pentacles in reverse. The Age of Light. Underneath it says, you've been training for this for lifetimes. We have self-employment. You're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. Oops. Cornucopia, number 11. Trapped, number 34. And your shadow card for the week, pile 3, is Fortuna with Fate. Okay, pile 3, so it looks like you were headed to your, or you thought you were headed to your be-all, end-all. Your Ten of Pentacles is basically the absolute lifestyle. 2-car garage, townhome, mansion, whatever that looks like for you. Kids, the dog, what have you. That is actually delayed at this time. I don't think it's a full stop necessarily. I don't read reversals as being absolute reversed. Sometimes it's just a delay. Thankfully, though, you have the 8 of Swords in reverse. The 8 of Swords usually denotes in the upright position that you are feeling trapped. Oddly enough, we have the trap card here. Hold on. But it's usually it's like self-inflicted sort of thing. It's something that literally is not the case. So in this one, they really show it well that the swords that would normally be surrounding her at the bottom here, like literally it's usually a ring of swords in the ground, are up here. She could literally walk straight forward and be on her way. But because she has a blindfold on, she can't see that. So she's imagining that she's trapped. Okay? But for you, this is actually in reverse, which is awesome. It means you are either coming out of that feeling or trying to keep that feeling at bay, which is awesome at the same time as a very difficult thing to do, I know. You can do it. You've been doing it, and you are doing it this week, which is great. We also have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, which 5s are awesome when they're in reverse, especially the Pentacles, because the 5 of Pentacles upright is basically, it shows an issue with a loss of funds, or a loss of, it could be something like an eviction notice, or it could be something like your car is repossessed. In some of the more traditional decks, it shows 2 people walking outside of a church. They're lepers, so they're not allowed in, so they're literally left out in the cold. That literally it's the saying for this card, is being left out in the cold in some respect, either financially or with regard to your home or family. You do have, though, you have that in reverse, though, which refers to the fact that that's not the case for you. It could be, again, with the feeling trapped, it could be that something that you're worried about, that you're feeling like without this 10 of Pentacles occurring, you're trying to keep thoughts at bay with regard to feeling like you're heading in the wrong direction and heading into this direction, which you aren't. Remember that you are not. You do have, though, the Age of Light, which says that you've been training for this your whole lifetimes. Oh, sorry, 4 lifetimes. So if you are a believer in reincarnation or starseeds, it means that you have been training for this in varying lifetimes with regard to, this is something that, it's almost like ancestral karma, and the fact that you've been going through this for reincarnation after reincarnation, and this is the time when you are going to be successful within this particular incarnation. It's just, like I said, I'm thinking this is more of a delay than an actual stoppage yet again being denied and having to wait for your next life cycle. If you don't do reincarnations or starseeds, it could just be that something that you've been waiting for, you've been training for this your whole life, and that could be why I actually accidentally said it that way. It could be that that's something that's coming through for you, in the fact that that's the wording that more relates to your particular case. The self-employment is, self-employment is self-employment. So what I'm seeing is that you literally are self-employed, or you are looking at starting a business on your own or with friends, as opposed to working for somebody else. It can be a consulting business, it can be a tarot reading business, it can be anything you want it to be. You were hoping to be successful. You're not successful yet. You're not, it's not going to be unsuccessful. You don't have to, unsuccessful. Yeah. It's not going to be like any kind of failure or anything. So it's not going to be like you're not going to be out in the cold because of this. You have magical opportunities because of this. Remember, this card literally states that. You have the cornucopia, which is abundance. It's affluent abundance. So even though you have a delay in your Ten of Pentacles, you do have the cornucopia, which is suggesting that that abundance is coming to you. You do have the trap card. Like I said, it's weird. It's like the cards are almost not, I wouldn't call them clarifiers. I would call them like mirror images. But yeah, so you've got the trap card here. But again, remember, like I said with the last one, in this case, it shows a caged raven or a caged crow. I'm not sure if it's a raven or crow. I know there's two different birds. I realize that. I'm just not sure which one that is. I want to say raven more than crow, just because of the fact that it's almost a gothic image, more Poe-like. Oh, okay. Spirit's been doing this to me all day. I've been doing a lot of tapings and it's just been like, oh, here, how about this? So what we've got here is the trapped image. The literal wording I just heard was bird in a gilded cage. Granted, that doesn't look very gilded to me, but that's the terminology I'm hearing, so I'm going with it. Remember how I mentioned before regarding you're feeling trapped and you're feeling like you are not able to be out on your own just yet. You may be currently living at home or currently in another position or another job company that you're not really happy with, and that's why you're heading for the self-employment route. Or you could be feeling trapped, not necessarily trapped, but feeling trapped because your money hasn't come in yet, but at the same time you're being taken care of. So I don't know what your home life is like, because again, this is a general reading. Remember, for personal readings, we can do those. We just need to purchase them individually from the link below. The trap feeling and the fact that I'm getting that you aren't actually as trapped as you feel like you are, the bird in a gilded cage could actually work for you in the fact that where you are right now, you aren't out in the cold. You are abundant where you are. There's food on the table. You have a roof over your head. It may not be the roof you want. It may not be the space you want to be in. But you aren't necessarily trapped. You just feel like you are, or you think you are. The Fortuna Fate card as a shadow it's always spoken to me in the same way, and I'm hearing it again for this particular instance, and that's that it's as though you're worried that this is your fate. You're worried that you are fated to continue to be in this space, and that you are fated to literally experience the Eight of Pentacles, which you are not, according to what I'm seeing here. This week, pile 3, for this particular week, what you're being asked to really pay attention to and really look at is take time to consider that self-employment route that you're trying to take or wanting to take. Even if you haven't started, start. I know when I was starting with this particular company and the brand that goes with it, I was very reluctant to start right away because I wanted to make sure I sort of had all my ducks in a row. I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly what I was doing beforehand. If you watch my very early videos, and even right now, I'll stutter, stop, pause all the time. But I started. And that's what you're being asked to do. It's saying you are literally being in the midst of a magical opportunity right now. You are surrounded by magical opportunities with regard to whatever this business happens to be. So when you see signs of things that are pointing you in the direction of starting or going in that direction with your business, do it. You've got like I said, you've got the cornucopia, which has the number 11. Number 11 it's literally 2 ones. It's a master number that says that you are on the path and you are right where you need to be, and you are divinely guided to be exactly in this space at this time, to be able to do this. That is literally your magic opportunity. This is the week that you're meant to do this. You have been training for this for a long time. You have done all the legwork. You have done all the thought process. Get out of your head. Get away from the fear. Get away from the concept that this won't work out. Walk right into all the success that you're going to have. Okay? So pile 3, this has been your reading. Thank you so much for joining in and hanging out today. It's been a wonderful experience. Please come again. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified of all the readings when they're coming up. And there's quite a few coming up, even up to just this first week in July. But yeah, if you have a reading suggestion also, I would love to hear it. I've kind of stopped saying that on the things because people haven't been commenting, but literally if you have a suggestion, you have a question that you want to see a reading done about, absolutely leave a comment on that as well. Have a really great week. Don't forget to start. Even if all you're doing is doodling signs for your logo and making your first video, even if it's just you and your friends watching it, that's fine. That's a start. That's a beginning. But it's literally saying that you're divinely set up for magical opportunities to literally start. So I'd say go live with something, some part of it right now. Anyway, have a wonderful week. Bye for now.